What is going on, guys? It is WrestleGamia here, back with another video. Well, just as we were finished taking a look at the most likely and unlikely features to be added to the next WWE 2K game based on a fan feedback thread added by the publishers to their official forums, it looks as though some formal results have been published, and now with this, we can have an even clearer idea of what should be expected when 2K22 comes around. Join us now as WrestleGamia looks at the 2K's fan feedback project results on what they could mean for the future of the franchise, and is WWE greenlighting a Total Divas video game? Let's start off with some numbers. Across the series of threads entitled WWE 2K20 Feedback Project over on 2K's forums, there were a total of 371 posts made by 210 unique contributors, so it's clear then that there was a lot of desire to leave feedback and let the company know what they could do to improve things. Within these posts were 481 overall requests for changes or improvements that could be made, with 42 of these being requested more than once. So now that we got that out of the way, let's take a look at what was requested. It looks somewhat surprisingly that weapon interactions are the most popular individual thing suggested, with 9% of the forum posters asking for this in some form or another. Now this is a fairly vague term and can cover most things weapon related, including what weapons are used, where and when they can be used, and the type of damage they can cause, amongst other things. But regardless, it seems clear based on these results that fans want to change the way weapons work in WWE 2K22. Now honestly, we didn't expect this one to be at the top of the list. It seemed like the least of 2K20's problems, but who are we to argue with feedback? Coming second with 8% of people requesting it is a more obvious one: improved animation. The graphical downgrades were one of the biggest complaints and most memeable aspects of 2K20, with a cavalcade of animation glitches drawing particular ire from fans on Twitter and beyond. We don't know how many times we saw that gif of Charlotte Flair going into the referee, or what looked to be two superstars looking like Oompa Loompas from the Wizard of Oz series. But anyway, hopefully 2K takes this one to heart and makes some significant improvements. After that, 2K19's control system and reworked gameplay both appeared in 7% of responses. Both of these came as no surprise, as the updated control scheme and gameplay in 2K20 were two of its many unpopular elements, and fans wanted to see them significantly improved for the next go around, with many wanting to return to the old control scheme. It brought up the adage, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. The smart meter AI appeared in 6% of responses. Now AI has always been an issue in not just WWE but various other sports games, as things can often become far too easy once you figure out how to play it. Maybe if we can get better, more dynamic AI in 2K22 can present more of a challenge for players and give us something closer to the adrenaline shot of a real wrestling match. 5% of responses meanwhile said they wanted gameplay customization and an improved reversal system, while 4% wanted a faster pace, something which has admittedly been lost somewhat since the series moved away from its more arcadey origins. 3% of people asked for more blood, more backstage options, better physics, better referee AI, and improved crowds. While with the exception of in-game physics, none of these are really anything that are going to make or break the game, but they are the kind of things that add up towards the overall experience, and fans are obviously aware of this. It's also interesting to note that 3% of people wanted to see more simulation gameplay compared to the 4% who wanted something faster paced and less methodical, so it looks like there may be a divide amongst the fan base with this one if the results are to be believed. The rest were relatively minor changes. 2% of replies asked for increased difficulty, something which ties into the idea of better AI. 2% also asked for better Hell in a Cell matches, custom control options, better hair physics, improved cameras, more move options, and better replication of the WWE atmosphere. 1% of responses also asked for wrestlers' archetypes to be included. Interestingly, 2% asked for visual damage to be seen on wrestlers as matches go on, which is something that would be great to see. We're surprised more people didn't ask for this, quite frankly, as it would add to a lot to the gameplay and perhaps require you to rely on visual cues rather than health bars, such as in the case in Fire Pro Wrestling World. Other than this, everything else was lumped into an all other replies category that took up 16% of the overall suggestions. This no doubt included game modes like General Manager mode and Story mode, as well as irregular roster updates, as we know these were suggested at least once. It's interesting that these weren't listed as separate slices of the pie chart, so does this mean they're not going to be a focus for 2K? We really hope not, as this is a chance for 2K to turn things heavily around. Regardless, the rest of these suggestions are all great, each in their own different ways, and it's great to see that 2K are finally getting fan suggestions on board. We'll just have to wait and see how it ends up when the next game in the series eventually comes out. We're really hoping for the best. And our next story, a quick one, as it could be a Total Divas video game. Yeah, it's an odd one, as Wrestling Inc. discovered a new WWE trademark, one of which appears to hint at a Total Divas video game. Would you guys want to play that? Would it be like The Sims? How would it play out? Let us know in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let us know the biggest change that you want in a WWE 2K video game. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling video game content.